Christmas, it's almost upon us, and there are many times where you have to go about and find, procure, or make last-minute gifts. God forbid you have to go to a party and not have a party favor. And so here, I'm gonna help you out because these prints are wonderful, not just for gifts, but just Christmas in general and the holidays that are upon us. So let's not waste any time and let's get to it right here on 3D Printing Nerd. Welcome back. We've got a lot of prints here to talk about and show you. And the goal here is to get these prints going for you so that if you're in a last minute situation, you have the ability to print these things for yourself or for someone you care about. And there's a lot here to go through, but we're not going to concentrate them all at once. We're going to do them one at a time, at least one group. And the one I want to start off with is this. How's that? Is that freaking good right there?
Would you agree?
You may or may not be watching The Mandalorian on the Disney Plus service, but I am for sure, as are many others, and one of the breakout stars is none other than Baby Yoda. Wait, it is not Baby Yoda. My goodness, it could be a clone, it could be Yoda's kid, it could be
somebody random from the species.
It could be a random Yoda species person. Thank you very much. But these are the child or Baby Yoda ears, and these are modeled by, that's Steve Abrams, and he's got them over at My Mini Factory. There'll be a link in the description, and you can go download these and print these yourself. These are printed in Z-hips on the Zortrax M200 Plus, and I think it did a really good job, and this actually segues into our next print that I want to talk about is this tree right here. This is printed on the same machine, in the same material, and in their kind of vase or spiralized mode. Let's see, this is the iDig 3D Christmas tree. Oh no, it broke. Hey, you know what? This is a Christmas episode, but there's a few facts about the Zortrax M200 Plus. It's an interesting machine. It's been producing high quality models, and the results I get from many of their materials is wonderful. I haven't tried a lot of third-party materials on it yet. The build plate though is perforated, and you have to have the strength of Thor to get the models off of it. And when you're doing that, hammering away at the model, trying to get it off the build plate, if it's in the machine, you're gonna upset the balance of the build plate and you have to re-level it, and it sucks. So. There's some quick things about the Zortrax M200 Plus.
Ow.
Sorry. This is the iDig 3D tree. This is available on Thingiverse, and there'll be a link in the description. This is in Z-hips on the Zortrax M200 Plus. We also used the Z-Morph VX, and this is Repcord Blue and Repcord White, and this was printed in gradient. It didn't take too long. This one is, well, it's vase mode and it's broken, which means I can do that. This one has infill, and so it's almost weapon-like, and I'm sorry. One of the things though I want to stress is when you're printing for Christmas things, sometimes you want to speed up the process. Sometimes you can do that. You can reduce infill, you can just do a vase mode, you can shrink the size. Don't speed up too much or else your printer can't keep up and you end up with something that looks like that.
I do not dig that.
No. That's the iDig 3D Christmas tree on Thingiverse. Chris Freeze, you know him as Inspyre 3D on the Twitters, has this. This is Baby Yoda, or the child, with a soup bowl. This comes from the episode that Gina Carano was guest starring on with The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. It was when a fight scene happened and Baby Yoda came out like sipping soup. It's a wonderful little model. This is printed on the Ultimaker 2 Plus, and this is printed with Protopasta's HDPLA copper infused filament. This printed with supports, and I printed a couple of these because I gave them away as gifts. It didn't take too long. It looks really good. It's fun to give someone something from a show they might like. Chris Freeze has these on his Patreon account. He is a wonderful modeler, and I'll put a link to his Patreon in the description. This model, though, is cool. It had supports building up to the ears, and I was able to peel them off. At one point, I did an Instagram story where I was actually taking the supports off for the story, and I broke little baby Yoda's ear.
No! Oh no!
This one I was a little bit more careful of, and so it looks pretty good. Also, I did print one, well, more than one, but this one on the Zortrax M200 Plus, and I printed with Z Ultrat filament. It's an interesting filament because it is kind of like ABS, but they put a little polycarbonate in it, according to the MSDS. Look at that. This is where I take off the supports. I don't know, should we remove the supports? What do you think?
Go,
Look
yeah,
at
do
that.
it.
Look at that, okay.
Don't break his little ears.
I won't. So one of the things with Zortrax that's cool is when you're using their materials, it's their slicer, it's their materials, it's their machine, and you control the whole cycle, or the whole, you control
Ecosystem.
everything, the system.
The ecosystem.
The ecosystem, thank you. So on the M200 Plus, when using Zortrax filament, you control the whole ecosystem because you use their slicer, and supports come off pretty darn easy. Obviously, in the comments, I'd love to hear which one you like better, the copper-infused filament or the blue ABS-like filament. Leave that down in the comments. Next up, I want to talk about these. Let's say you're going to a holiday party. Let's say your family said, come over, and you're like, yes, this is great. I've got my ugly sweater and I can't wait to drink some eggnog or whatever you want to drink. The problem is you need to bring a gift or a housewarming present. It's typical. And these are Christmas coasters. Let's see, and these are, Steve Quinn has these Christmas coasters over on prusaprinters.org. These are printed on the Prusa Mark III and using Prusament, that is Galaxy Purple. It's a gorgeous filament, look at that. It's gorgeous, it's gorgeous. These are coasters though. So let's say you're coming to my house for a holiday party, and you get some ribbon or something, you put a little bow around that, and you say, here, Joel, and I'm like, oh, you shouldn't have, these are great, wow, 3D printing, this is cool. And then you say, yeah, these are coasters. And I'm like, what? And you say, look at this. I can put my soda can on it. And then they're like, what about hot drinks? I can put my coffee on it. This is wonderful. These are, I'm gonna argue that these are a practical print, plus they're a gift and something that you can use or something that you can give to someone to use. They don't take very long to print because they are not that tall. They don't use a lot of filament. And if you print a couple of each, then you've got a nice stack. That's a great gift or a housewarming present or something you could bring to spice up a holiday party. So I like these a lot, and there'll be a link down in the description for these. Last, but certainly not least, is this guy. This is called the Santa Fella. So Twitter user Bugman_140, I believe is Nick Daimlo. Good designer. Designed the Fella for Filamentum. And then, so the Santa Fella comes from the Fella Christmas Collection 2019. And it was designed, like I said, Bugman_140 for Filamentum. And it's on Thingiverse. So there are other little fellas that you can get in the pack, but this one is the Santa one. This was printed on the Prusa Mark III, and this is in a generic red PLA filament. I used standard Prusa slicer settings, and it created these. They look really cute, right? Do you like them out there? I hope you do, and I'd be curious if you've printed other little fellas from the Filamentum Fella series. Plus, what you can do with these, or the Baby Yoda. You could go to the hardware store and get some eyelet screws. Those are screws with a little, kind of like an eyelet, little hole at the top. You could add a little loop here, or you could drill with a drill and screw those in, and then you put a little bit of ribbon through it, and you've got yourself some Christmas ornaments for the tree. I would have been really sad drilling a hole into Baby Yoda, so I didn't want to do that right now.
You see how that works? Yeah? Bright eyes? We're a team.
You know, that was really cool. Obviously, I wanted to give you an idea, some quick things you could print that would be fun little gifts around the holidays, or just stuff for yourself if you want to decorate yourself. I do have 4 more things that I didn't have time to print. There's holiday cookie cutters from 03AADI on Prusa Printers, Christmas Tree Ornament from Kelly Egan over at Prusa Printers, the Vine Christmas Tree from Bugman Underbar 140 over on Prusa Printers, and Merry Christmas Words from MrObvious on Prusa Printers. Links to all of this will be down in the description. Hey, you know what? If you made it this far, you are awesome. I hope you have a wonderful time with family and friends this holiday season. Don't forget to hug each other more, especially now, more than ever. And as always, high five.